If you've been enjoying my DIY videos on the channel, you've noticed that for many years, I've been using my trusted Ingersoll Rand, what a mouthful, impact gun. Very, very trusted. I've used it to work on the suspension. I've used it to work on the engine. It's a nice tool to have. However, if you're trying to get into the wrenching game, there's a couple of drawbacks with this tool. For starters, it's very expensive, a couple of $100. It is also very heavy, which is why in this video, I wanted to showcase something that is almost as good, or maybe it's better, we'll find out in this video, but is a lot less expensive and a lot lighter, which means you can maneuver it easier for all your DIY stuff. So today, we're going to be comparing these two impact wrenches and see which one is the right impact wrench for you. And we will actually put them to use because I just happen to have a flat tire on the Tesla, which requires me to remove the wheel, which means we get to use these two impact guns. But before we do that, let's compare this physical size. This one, not only is it prettier, but it is also a lot smaller in terms of the grip. The actual grip handle is smaller, so it's easier to grab, whereas this one, it's a lot girthier. If you have smallish hands, it might not be as easy to grab. Also, this one is very top heavy, whereas this one is not so top heavy. From a battery perspective, a 20 volt versus 18.6 battery, so very, very similar. Now, size does matter when it comes to these two devices. This one has a max fasting torque of 590 foot-pounds, whereas this one, 1100. Both of these tools come in their own respective carrying cases, but I'm not going to go into specifics on those. Who cares? But they do have a couple of distinctive features. Battery checker on each battery shows full battery, so you can check the battery charge on each. The cheaper one has this cool gauge here, which allows you to regulate the speed. So this shows you the battery charge, a little redundant, but also shows you how fast you want it to spin. Not only that, so if you put the speed on low, yes, it'll spin very low, but you can also control the speed with the trigger. So you've got two ways of adjusting speed. So if you keep it in the lowest setting, if you press the button all the way in, it'll spin, but not so fast. But you can also slow it down just a little bit. If you flick the speed to the highest setting, it spins crazy fast, but you can also control it. Except when you press it with your finger just a little bit, it still spins fast. So if you want to spin something just a little bit, put in the slowest setting, and you can spin it pretty slowly. Whereas this one has a speed control only in the button. And it's not the slowest. No matter which direction you go, it's not the slowest. This is meant to undo big stuff and small stuff, but without any finesse. This one is intended to undo some of the biggest stuff, but also some of the small stuff. All right, let's get to the actual testing. Let's jack up this Tesla. By the way, if you are doing this on your Tesla, you need a special puck to jack it up so you don't damage the expensive battery. All right. Reversing in the highest setting with the weaker gun, or the underdog. Let's see. You ready? Love it. Nice and easy. Now let's try the bigger gun. I have to say, this one was a little smoother. Now, what happens when we tighten it? So let's see. Left first. Okay. Tightens very well. What happens when we tighten this guy? Wow. I have to say, even if you're doing wheels, this is heavy. This is so much lighter, and as you can see, it removes all these bolts quite easily. Check it out. Look at this. So I noticed that when you do back out these nuts, You press it and it stops. There's no continuous motion. I wonder if there's a, no, there's no setting here. See, so you press it in reverse and it just stops. I don't know if it's a safety thing. This one, it just goes in reverse as it pleases. So that's one of the other differences I didn't know about. Let's try it again. So it hammers it out, but once the hammer function ends, it gives you that pulsating thing. See? See, my button is pressed. See? Now for tightening, so it can go forward, but backwards, it just goes a little bit. Not a bad option, but that's the difference between this and that. So there you have it. After years of me using this expensive, dependable, yet heavy impact gun, I have to say I will now start using this for my daily duties because it is a lot lighter to use and it's as capable as this one for your daily routines. Now, I'm sure there will be instances for very, very, very difficult suspension components where I will go back to this, but for now, this is a lot more compelling, a lot more comfortable, a lot lighter, and a lot more affordable if this is something that you want to get. I'm actually going to link it down in the video description. I bought it with the intention of me trying it out to see how I feel about it. And I'm very, very happy that I did because it is an amazing tool, which I now have added to my collection. So yes, perfect tool. I'm super, super happy with it. Get yours down below. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll answer every single one of them. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, come on.